So the president needs a few people who are not only smart, but brave. Wisdom and courage. You know, you can find wise people, very smart people, but often they're not that brave. And you can find brave people who will storm up that hill, but sometimes they're not that smart. Finding both qualities in the same people. Now, there's some of that out there, but it's not that common. I believe the president has those traits, but too few. It will take a few more, though, to make him successful in this endeavor. They're out there. We just want them to come together. The president actually said it out loud last night. This is what he's looking for, people who are wise and strong.
All I ask for is people with wisdom and with courage, that's all. Because if people, certain very important people, if they have wisdom and if they have courage, we're going to win this election in a landslide.
Party last night at the White House, cell phone video, but did you hear that? And he's right. And I think I'm right when I say the president has both. You know by watching this show that, and you probably agree, he is a very unique person of tremendous strength. And it took a person like that to make yet another deal for Israel with Arab country. Morocco is the latest, and now there are 4 countries in the Middle East that have normalized relations with Israel over the past several months, and Donald Trump and his team, Jared Kushner, they made it happen when everybody said it couldn't. You know, the deal with Morocco came just as the United Nations prepared to condemn Israel for a whole host of reasons all over again. They're not exactly jumping up and down at the United Nations for this. But regarding Morocco, I want to read you something that I received from a friend of mine who's a physician, lives here in New York, Harvard Medical School, by the way. I can't give you their name because, quite frankly, the climate here, it's not very friendly to Trump supporters. This is what the doctor wrote. President Trump has given Israel and the world a truly wonderful Hanukkah present with the 4th Arab-Israeli peace agreement. The deal with Morocco is huge because there is a relatively large number of Israeli Jews whose families fled Morocco after 1948, when the population was over 300,000, and now it is around 2,000 Jews, i.e., there is a strong basis for the relationship to succeed. What a contrast to the knife in the front, as John Bolton put it, that Obama gave the Jews on his last Hanukkah in office. That's something. We'll have the final word on this matter from Bibi, one of our strongest friends.
I want to first thank President Trump for his extraordinary efforts to expand peace, to bring peace to Israel and the peoples of the Middle East. President Trump, the people of Israel and the state of Israel will be forever indebted to you for your magnificent efforts on our behalf.
These are the kinds of things legitimate Nobel Peace Prize are made of, legitimate ones. Bill Maher, does he have wisdom and courage? I've seen flashes of both. A lot of wisdom, courage comes and goes. Last fall, a lot of courage when he anticipated big problems from mail-in balloting.
Well, this is playing with fire. This is playing with fire. We're a very closely divided country here. And if people have to have confidence in the results of the election and the legitimacy of the government, and people trying to change the rules to this methodology, which, as a matter of logic, is very open to fraud and coercion, is reckless and dangerous. And the people are playing with fire.
Damn right. And they did. And now I sense that guys like Barr and maybe a couple of people on the Supreme Court are afraid of fire. They're afraid of torches in front of their house and mobs and protests. And quite frankly, that should not be their concern. Their concern should be the law. And I think, look, I don't know, but I think on the merits, we got a great case here. And I wish Mr. Barr would step up. I wish anybody who could. I wish I were a constitutional lawyer right around now. By the way, not all lawyers are great. Hunter Biden, I believe, technically is an attorney. Graduated from law school, but unfortunately for him, it was all downhill from there. Look, the whole country knows about his issues, but the mainstream media refused to tell you about them, minimized it. They went along with the whole, oh, it's Russia collusion, it's Russia disinformation, it's Rudy Giuliani being crazy. But no, even he has finally had to acknowledge finally had to acknowledge, did it on his own terms. So weird that he's under investigation by the federal government, along with his uncle, Joe's brother, Jim. Here are the headlines. Finally, Hunter Biden says he's under federal investigation for a tax matter. Justice Department's interest in Hunter Biden covered more than taxes. They're looking at all kinds of things. But again, during the campaign, these stories were delegitimized. They were censored on big platforms like Twitter. Remember, the New York Post had stories about Hunter, and they were kept off of Twitter. Amazing. Totally, totally amazing. And gosh, the poor president, he was raising these issues during the debate, and such a concerted effort